So I think I'm quite happy with the setup. Really like the feel of the bamboo deck. It's my first time riding these Evolve boards, but yeah, I'm actually quite impressed. It's nice. So that's it. You can fit Maytech remote onto the Unity box. Confirmed. Hello people, welcome back to my channel. Pavel here again. I think I have a good opportunity to make a useful video. I was approached by one of the electrical skateboard brothers, colleagues, with a question: can you please help? He doesn't have much knowledge about technicality of the boards and needs a bit of support, so why not? I normally hate doing that. I hate working on other people's boards because you're going to be the last person who touched it. People mistreat the boards and then you will be one to blame. But hopefully that's not going to happen. We're all happy family and we're here to help. And this is why I like this hobby, because this passion, this weird electrical skateboarding world brings us together. Doesn't matter what age, but it does. A lot of people laugh about it when I say I do still skateboard at the age of 40, but you know what? I love it. It's my life and it's absolutely awesome. Keeps me young. So, what we got here? What we got here is a customized Evolve bamboo GT, I believe. I never owned one of these and only once tried riding one, and yeah, it was interesting. So, what happened to this board once already? This board got upgraded motors. They are huge. These are 6374s Talkboards motors. Brilliant. It does have a better upgraded battery. I believe it's 10S4P, but the cells are quite good. Hopefully they are the Samsung 30Qs. I'm not sure, but that's what I think they are. Got some nice rims on it. So yeah, it looks like a nice board. The last thing that person needs is a better remote. And remote of choice was to that owner, a Maytech waterproof remote. I've got a full review of this remote on my channel. I still have the version 1 and it's nice, don't get me wrong, take a look. But what I have noticed straight away after opening the box, that you got 2 cables in it and you got this receiver. This new receiver does look very different to the one I had, and yeah, hopefully it's gonna work, but I don't know yet. Plus I have never ever worked on a Evolve board before, so now we have to open it up. I think I got an idea how to do this. Well, let's see. So for starters, the same way as if you would have maintained somebody's car. Quick check. Scratches, dents, dirty, more dirt, more scratches. Yeah, well, but fair enough, it's almost in one piece. I normally use my gun stand to support electrical skateboards. So, well, kills both hobbies, isn't it? Cleaning the gun using it, working on the skateboards using it. Scratches, dents, fine. Very peculiar insulation of the battery. I think it's like an extension because battery is bigger, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, all looks good. Now let's take her apart. Opening that cover, it's actually quite invasive. Oh, I don't know, man. Someone please call an ambulance. Just joking, guys. It's actually quite simple to take this board apart. So guys, on a serious note, this is the idea that I had. For starters, helping my colleague ESC, which is awesome. At the same time, recording a new video. So here we go, the video itself. If you want to get more performance out of your Evolve board, you can. You can upgrade your battery. You can upgrade the motors, so you can go bigger, so more torque, more speed. But when you have to upgrade that, or when you do upgrade that, unfortunately you have to get rid of the original ESC, the brain. Normally people go for like the fork box. In this instance is fork box Unity. Unity is very popular. I didn't go for it. That's the first time I actually touched one in real life. Simple fact is I've pre-ordered, they were not available, and then there was like 4 months wait time. I went for something else. Take a look at my channel. I've got Maytech 6.8, I got the FlixSky 6.6, 412, 420, so I've tried all of them out. Next step, Tramper, by the way. Anyway, back to the video. So this video will be about how to install a Maytech remote, which is quite cheap at the moment. It's fully waterproof. It can go underwater 1 meter. But again, as I mentioned before, take a look at my channel. I got a review of the Generation 1, which is pretty much exactly the same, but the receiver is different. About the receiver, actually, this receiver now does have a module that allows you to turn on, turn off an additional device. Because this remote was originally designed to work with this electrical surfboard, surfboards got like pumps and whatever else they do, so that's what the module is for. You can activate something else besides the motors. But we are using this for electrical skateboards, so let's get back to it. It looks like that this new remote does not actually work with Unity, well, as straightforward. Even the cables that come with it make absolutely no sense. They're not PPM. This remote and this receiver should be working on a UART, but look what they sent me as a the connector. It's not the connector I need. But anyway, there are ways around it, and I'm going to show you how to make this remote work as best as you can. So here you are, you see a PPM cable that comes out. You've got your receiver from a nano remote, all siliconed in. So let's get it out because we're not going to use it. That's sort of silicone. Well, hopefully whoever worked on this board did use electronic safe silicone. And if you did not know, guys, you cannot just use normal sanitary silicone, normal household silicone on the electronics. That's going to really eat them up. I will leave the link in the description below to the video about it, so take a look. So now we got the free space. There's quite a lot of silicone in here, but well, keeps it all together, why not? So next step is to figure out how we're going to connect this receiver to the fork box Unity. So I got hold of both manuals for the Unity and also for this receiver. They could not make it even more complicated. Nothing fits, cable connectors don't fit. So what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to figure out how it works. I'm going to connect it all, make sure it works, and then I run through really quickly for you. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. So I'm going to be using the large connector that comes with the Maytech the V2. I'm going to plug this onto the receiver, as you can see. But in order to get the cables on this side of the connector connected to the Unity the correct way around, because they don't actually match, I'm going to just separate them all and make them as separate cables. Okay? It is quite easy to separate the cables from the actual connector. There are them black little tails on the connector himself, so you use something sharp like a blade and you pick it up and the cable comes out. Very simple. The next step is, guys, you don't want these connectors to be exposed, This is why these connectors are plastic like this, because they actually work as an insulator around them as well. You don't want to short out. So I'm using really small heat shrink tube. I'm going to protect each and every one of them so they do not spark up. I found that the best thing to use to actually shrink the heat shrink is the hot air gun, not the lighter. You can do the lighter, but I don't like all that burnt stuff on it. So guys, success, and the board is now alive. Damn, this remote got such a lovely travel on the triggers. Andy, you're gonna love it. So anyway, I've done it the faster and cheaper way. So I've reused the cables that came with the Maytech remote. I've spliced them up, made them safe. It's simple. So let's talk about the way I have wired that. I'm going to zoom in now. So on Unity, you have 1, 2, 3 and 4 connectors at the front of Unity, yeah, opposite side from the phase wires cables to the motors. The first one on the right hand side is the PPM connector. So what you do is you wire it up with the color codes of the Maytech remote, such as white, gray, purple. White, gray, purple. So that's your ground, 5 volt and PPM. Or on a Maytech receiver, that is the ground, 5 volt and PWMT. Cables on the connector actually match the way they are positioned. You don't have to crisscross them or anything. So white, gray, purple. Other two cables you are using is the green and yellow, and those are the RX and TX. Those go into the UART connector plug on the Unity. Simple as that. Blue and orange cables off of the original connector provided by Maytech are not being used. Guys, this setup gives you the basics of this remote. So on the screen you will have the battery of the remote, antenna or the power of the connection to the board, and also the trigger pull percentage. You're not going to have your battery level or your speed on the screen. You can do if you want to. In order to do that, you need to wire the orange cable off of the receiver to any motor sensor, hall sensor cable, and that should give you the speed and the RPMs. I personally don't think it's useful, like at all, because when I'm for a ride and I'm cruising around, I'm doing my carving or my speed, top speed, whatever, doesn't matter. I've got too many things to look around for. Cars, people, dogs, potholes on the ground. I don't want to be looking at the remote. I don't want that chance having that split second of my mind going away somewhere to see if I'm doing 22 or 21 miles an hour. Who cares? I don't. If you want to record your speed or you want to know what you've done, start the app on your phone, put it in your pocket, concentrate on your riding, come back home safely, look at the app, and you will see exactly what you've done and what high speed you hit. But that's just me. So I've spoken to Andy, he's happy with this setup. We're going to close this all up, and before we do that is we're going to secure these self-made connectors into the ports. And in order to do that, I'm going to use electronic safe silicone. It's not acidic, so it's not going to kill anything inside that board. While we're in there, by the way, we're going to fix a couple of things. So while I was in there, I've tightened up a couple of things. The charging port was really loose, so this is now good to go. And this part I think is important. Yeah, you don't have to do this, This is not in the manual or instruction, but I want to. So the receiver, you got all these open connectors everywhere sticking out, and I'm not very comfortable with just putting that inside the enclosure and closing it all up. So we're going to use a larger shrink wrap, and we're going to shrink wrap it nicely. Well, maybe it's not looking pretty, but I know it's safe because nothing can short out anymore because it will not touch anything. Okay, next day. So all the connectors are now nice and dry, solid. Let's make sure the board still works. Brilliant. Okay, so let's close her up. Just making sure nothing is catching anywhere. Just a word of advice, guys. As you can see, I'm using power tools to take board apart and put it together. But be very careful not to break the thread. I know my drill and I know the power behind it. So I normally take it apart using the drill, catch all the bolts using the drill, and then tighten up with a ratchet by hand. Okay, so just waiting for the new firmware to upload on the Fogbox. This is my first time working on actual Unity, but yeah, it looks like a similar to the VESC app. So I uploaded this Fogbox UI app. Thank you, Lirat, for letting me know which one to get. And now we're going to reset up the board because the wheels is just spinning. Wrong way around. Okay guys, so quite simple. Uploaded the Fogbox Unity app on my phone, updated the firmware, done the motor detection, done the remote calibration. Just be careful, this one is quite interesting. In remote configuration, please make sure you choose the forward and brake option, because that's quite cool actually. You can have reverse and forward. So instead of braking, your wheels are going to be turning backwards at the full speed. Well, we're not going to do that, but that would make a fucking awesome brake. Okay, so back to forward and brake. Always remember to press that apply updated configuration so it saves what you're choosing. So forward, yeah, brake, brilliant. So we're sticking to 50 amp forward motion and minus 30 on the brake. And he asked me to bring the brakes just down a little bit. Doesn't like him too hard, and here we go. Okay, and this is the screen that you will have if you want to monitor your board, which is quite cool. I've set it all up with gearing and the speeds. Nice. Okay, so you don't really need all this stuff on the screen, as I was saying before. Much nicer to see it on this. Do a test, go for a ride. So now we're gonna take that thing for a ride and see how she feels. Okay, so initial test. Hello. Well, that was close, so the brakes are not strong enough for my taste. So I think we should increase the brakes a bit, I would say. Let's see, so motor configuration -30. Let's just pick it up a bit, let's say 45, and the motor's at 50. See, I'm not sure how you want it, Andy. I would keep it at 50, it was comfortable for carving. Was there a reason to be this close to me? Fuck's sake. Okay guys, so I think that the 45 on the brakes is a nice little happy medium. It's not overly jumpy, but it slows you down, so it slows me down nicely. Alright, I'm gonna leave it at that. Worst come to worst, and you can always change it on the app. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe. Well, most importantly, ride safely. See you soon.